thereabouts. You can see the book there. It's in shadow, not so easy. Okay. Let's have a look here. Right, there we go. There we are. Hi. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to my has-been daily love scope. This is actually day 22 of a series. Day 21 I missed. I took a day off, not intentionally. It's the way it worked out. Thank you for being here. My name is Barry Selby. You can find me at barryselby.com. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate that. Trust Kalka? Interesting. Okay. Aloha yourself. Thank you for being here. I am a love coach, relationship coach, best-selling author. My title to my clients is I'm the heartbreak repair specialist. Love doctor to my friends because I tend to be a good resource for information, which is why Periscope is a wonderful place to play. Thank you for joining me. Thanks for coming in. And because I am in fact the love doctor, or not because, but as well as being the love doctor, I love the hearts. So if you want to throw in a bunch of hearts, you can just tap the screen happily for 500 hearts if you like. I'm not saying you have to. I've got a goal to attempt to get over 20,000 total, which is not a big number for some people, but it is for me right now. So hearts are welcome, and this topic hopefully will evoke some comments, response, interaction from you folks. So thanks for being here. I know the numbers are going up and down. They'll do that. So the title of this scope, as I put at the front end, is to the ladies to lighten up. And I don't mean it the way you think I mean it, which is why I hope you'll stay on and listen to what I have to say. Again, thanks for joining me. If you haven't been on the scopes before, please put in your name or where you're from, so I have a sense of the context of who I'm talking to. One sidebar, this is actually slightly earlier than usual. I'm going to go much earlier this coming week, I think, because a lot of people are starting to follow me here in Europe. And at this point in time, 5 p.m. Pacific time, it's 11 p.m.? No, it's 1 a.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. in England, so it's a little bit too late for them. So I'm moving them earlier in the day. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Appreciate you being here. The topic is about ladies lightening up, and what I mean about that will become clear in a moment. I'm just going to tease it just a little bit. I was watching a friend's Periscope late last night. You know, us West Coasters can go on late, as it seems. And she was talking about something, and I made a comment on her Periscope, and it became an interesting sort of dialogue between typing and talking from London. Yeah, exactly. It's a late night, so thanks for staying up that late to watch. I appreciate it. I'm a Londoner myself. I lived in California for a long time, and frankly, it's been a journey here, but I like the way it is. So, excuse me. Yeah, sunshine. It's actually, well, let me just do a quick pan so you can see. It is kind of grey and hazy today. We've got rain coming in the next couple of days according to the forecast, and that's basically because of the humidity. It's been sticky as, well, East Coast weather, and this is not East Coast, it's West Coast. Anyway, back to the topic on hand. This is such good training to be willing to come back on topic. So, I was on my friend's scope last night, watching her scope about her particular theme, and it's a very powerful, she's a great teacher and speaker and coach, but I made a comment about relationship or something, I can't remember what triggered it, but it really opened up a little space between us about we may end up doing a dual scope together, or at least a Zoom scope type thing, you know, putting Zoom on scope, Periscope for those who don't know that, because as she admitted, she's a bit of a hard case and has had her own fair share of challenging relationships. And the thing is, she's an entrepreneur, a solo skilled guide for women in her work, which is wonderful. And for many women I know who are entrepreneurs, who a lot of my clients are like, they're so driven in their work and busy in their work that when they get into the idea of dating, meeting somebody, whoops, there goes the umbrella. I tend to stay a bit in the shade so I can look at you without squinting, because it's kind of bright out with this hazy weather. For many entrepreneurs, like my friend, they have a challenge, which is how to be in a relationship without stampeding, trampling, and basically competing with the man in the relationship. Now, this is my, how do I say this? This is my passion to talk about this, because I've been through that in 3 particular relationships where my female partners were basically more in the masculine than I was in, and it was a competitive and combative experience. So it's not healthy. So what I'm talking to the women about is how to soften into their feminine without becoming a victim, because there's a lie being taught by culture, by society, and by some men, I won't mention here, that for a woman to be in a softness is for her to be a carpet, a mat to be steamrolled by the man. Like she has no choice, no freedom, no free will, no control, and she gets steamrolled. Well, that's a lie. As much as I know some of my clients and friends of mine have been through that, they don't have to, and I don't want you to. So for the ladies, and thank you for the hearts. The green ones are. I appreciate those. By the way, sidebar, for those of you who know Periscope, and I'm going to teach something special in the next scope I do tonight, which will be Peri Tips. Hearts are a, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, they're fun to have. They're like continual like buttons. If you like what I'm saying, or if you just like who I am, I don't mind that too. Just tap on the screen, it provides hearts. I always start doing it by friends when I say, if you do like 2 fingers tap, 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 or 3 fingers, you can get them done faster, because there is a limit how many you do per time, which is 500. So if you want to do that, feel free to go ahead. I don't want to stop you doing that. However, a couple of caveats. One is that if you're tapping furiously on the screen, as I did that today with some friends, I kept quitting the scope. So watch where you tap, first of all. Second part is the scopes are wonderful to watch and comment on, and they're also, the hearts particularly are a ranking, so that's what we're looking for, ranking system. And balance in any relationship is needed. Sometimes he takes the wheel and sometimes you do. Yes, and I'll get to that one, so thank you for jumping that one in. And thanks for bringing me back on topic. I was off on a tangent, so thank you for that. I appreciate it. Ladies, you are amazing. The challenge is when that happens. Well, that's where hopefully what I'll give you might help you with that, because it is a dance. And one of my favorite dances which I haven't practiced in a long time, but I love to talk about, is Argentine tango, because that really shines the light on a powerful feminine and a powerful masculine in the dance together. But it's done in harmony and balance, and both partners are in their strength. And that's what I teach and work with women about. As I mentioned, I was in 3 relationships in a row where women were more in their masculine than I was, and it became a place where I was not happy, not healthy, and not comfortable, and nor were they. And so that put me on my path and my journey to study this for a long time. And it's why I teach this stuff, because I want to save you, my audience, the same problems and challenges I went through. That's the reason why I do this. So for ladies, you are dynamic, you're amazing. When you're in feminine power, you are a force to be reckoned with, seriously, which I love. In the world, sorry, I thought it was a bee, it's not, it's a very large beetle that's showing up a lot around here. I'm not sure if that's a shamanistic symbol or what it is. Anyway, back to the topic. Damn, it's like squirrel over there, if you know that reference. Definitely challenging. Thank you. So, ladies, your feminine's amazing, but you've been trained by our society, our culture, to get in the trenches like the men in work, in entrepreneurship, in being a solo business person, to be an independent person, to really run the show, get things done and make things happen, which is good for your business and your bottom line. It isn't as good for your heart and for your love life. So that's what I want to talk to you about, how to do the dance of those two. Now, one of the gifts that you have as a woman is you have an ability to dance and flow with life, with movement, with energy, which is beautiful to watch and incredible to embody. And I love women who own their femininity that way. And most men who are in their hearts appreciate that without getting sexist about it. That's another conversation for another scope. But one thing for you ladies is that you have the ability to switch gears in a way that men have a harder time doing. So when you're out in the world doing your thing, getting things done, making things happen, it's a very dynamic thing, as somebody said earlier about it's like taking the wheel. In a relationship, that's where it's not as advisable to do all the time. Most relationships for heterosexual couples, and it's true in gay couples too with a masculine and feminine partner, men who are in their masculine, it's more than macho, masculine is a very different energy, and I've talked about that in scopes before, you can look at my archives for that. It's a very different energy, but when a man says masculine, the complement for that is the feminine woman. For a macho man, there isn't really much of an opposite for that because it's not healthy, and I talked about that before. I may come back to that this week, we'll see. When you're in your feminine, you are not giving up your power, but you're softening into your heart. And what happens is, you give him space to lead like a gentleman, which I have a conversation coming about that one too, because gentlemanly conduct is becoming a very rare behavior, and I want to reintroduce it into the culture. You know, it's like reintroducing, you know, animals into the wild. It's like putting gentlemanly behavior back into the culture. When a man's in his heart and his gentlemanly perspective, he treats a woman as she's meant to be treated. And if you are in your heart, women, that can happen. If you're in your dynamic anything's done mode, he doesn't have a way to dance with you. which makes it very hard, you may experience, where for a man to be really in his strength with you. In fact, if he's trying to be in strength, he's trying to dominate. It's not a very powerful way. It's not heartfelt, and it's not the dance that I recommend. So, keys to this for ladies, again, for you to be in your flow, in your feminine grace, there's a couple of things I recommend, and this is something you may need to do consciously, and especially initially when you get home from your daily grind, getting things done, making things happen, is do things that soften you. Now, as a woman who really is connected to your feminine, what you can do is, and this is something I recommend for men to do for their ladies when they're in a couple, so men take note, this is useful for you as well. When you as a woman get home from the work, from the office, from the grind, from whatever you're down in the world doing, dynamically working hard, the best thing that you can do for yourself, and the best thing that your guy can do for you, if you really need it, is when you come home, you have, and if he's smart, does it ahead of time, a hot bath with bath salts, with candles, soft music, and basically take half an hour for yourself to soak, to let go of the day. Calgon, take me away, it's that sort of thing. It works. For women who are really having a busy day in their lives and their cell phones not stop ringing and emails going constantly, to turn off all those devices or put them in the other room and close the door and spend half an hour with yourself in your physical body, enjoying the sensuality of the lights, of the aromas, and of the water, will change your energetic immediately, well, in half an hour, back into your heart, into your feminine. It will help you soften back into your true nature. There's ways of doing it in more subtle and more brief ways, because sometimes you don't have half an hour to spare, or you're not going home, so you can't do it. But it helps those sort of practices, and I'm sure as you as ladies can tune into what that feels like, so that you can find other ways of doing that. Sometimes it can be as simple as taking a yoga class, or if you get home, putting on some very lively music and shaking it loose. Shake it up or shake it out. I'm out of tune with my current music repertoire, but there's ability for you to dance freely, and you can do it in your privacy, your own home, without any company, in front of a mirror if you want to get silly about it, but to literally shake yourself loose from the energy of the day, because what you ladies are doing during the day when you're in your masculine is getting rigid like we are. That's our natural state, is to be structured and be in a container. That's the way the masculine energy is often. And women, when you do that, you're doing the same thing, and it's not your natural gift. Your natural space is freedom and flow, is dancing and moving and having that freedom to express your natural gifts and talents. I hope this is giving you some thought, or food for thought. Thanks for the hearts, by the way, you gave earlier. And I want to keep it short because, one, it's a Saturday night, and two, this is a taster of much deeper work that I do with my clients. Just to speak to that, if you are feeling calling for this work to go deeper and you want to reach out to me again, I mentioned my site at the beginning, I mention it again now. It's barryselby.com, and you can find out all about my site there. There's a contact form there. There's also a bunch of videos and audios telling you about what I do. That's for you to have a look at and enjoy. If you have any questions about it, you can message me. You can also go to my contact page on my site, and if you want to send me information, you can do that as well. But as I mentioned during the scope, there are quite a few ones I've already done. On my archives, which if you've done Periscope 2, you'll know there's a place called catch.me, katch.me, /Barry Selby, is where all of my previous scopes have been stored. So some of the ones I talked about here, you can go back and find those in the archives. So just do that. Oops, sorry, my phone's doing weird things again. That's summarizing. I'm going to do a peri-tip scope next, so if you want to find out more some tips about how to use Periscope more effectively, that's coming up. But this is the love tip for the love scope for the day. I'll be back on again tomorrow, and tomorrow will probably be about the same time, but I'll let you know this coming week I'm probably going to move to an earlier time, between 1 and 3 p.m. give or take, because that's when the European audience that's part in the build can watch me live. Have a wonderful evening, or night, or morning, depending where you are and when you're watching this. Please watch the replay if you missed this. Tell your friends who want help in this area to watch the replay as well. And feel free to give hearts on the replay as well. Okay? I haven't seen your comments for a while, so I'm guessing you're sitting with the thoughts about what this is about. Thank you for watching, and I'd like to be of service to you if there's anything you need help with in the area of romance, relationships, and love. Okay? That's it, and I will see you tomorrow.